Welcome, fellow officials. I am Joe Cesari, a member of the Bloomsburg chapter of Wrestling Officials in District 4. I took the liberty of using this picture of me and my sons Steve, Joe, and Mark because we are proud of our Pennsylvania wrestling legacy. My three sons won 6 PIAA state individual championships, and together with many fine young men that I had the privilege to coach at North Schuylkill, helped us win 2 state team titles. This DVD was made possible through the cooperation of PCN, Dr. Bob Lombardi of the PIAA, and Dr. John Hossage, our state interpreter. Kyle Berger, a referee in District 1 and a member of the Old York chapter, reproduced the clips I selected from the state tournament. I tried to capture some of the great flurries and scrambles. Kyle Berger is a TV production teacher at North Penn High School in Lansdale. This DVD is my attempt to create a tool to help make a better wrestling official out of all of us in Pennsylvania. Keep in mind, I had the advantage of listening to the mic'd officials and watching these clips hundreds of times. You as an official must make that call in a split second. As I said many times, this is for constructive purposes only. There is no criticism intended. We hope that you enjoy it.
Roan getting good hand control, getting his hips separated out, and then Park back in again. Defended nicely by Roan. And now he's coming in, he's got a bit of a cradle locked up here.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. He's over the arm and the head, not just the head. Throws in a cross body ride there, there's 2, and then it'll be stopped for potentially dangerous. So really good awareness there by Roan to know that he wasn't gonna get the cradle. He just throws the leg in and gets 2.
Now the referee gave control to Roan because Park had his fingers on the mat. As soon as his hands touch the mat, that's a takedown.
As you look at the coaches in the corners for their wrestlers, Brian Hart from Benton, Dave Klepfer from Brookville. Now we're neutral going out of bounds, and a point is awarded to tie this match up as Gavin Park got separation enough.
Looked like he wasn't having any trouble riding him from our vantage point, but I guess he decided to let him go in. He's in nicely. Park is in a bit of trouble here, but he's going to do another funk roll to try to get out of it.
Well, Park might come out of this with a takedown. He's got his hips and head up.
Well, Park is in definitely the best position in this scramble. Roan really just trying to hang on for dear life.
He's flat on his butt right now, but still controlling over the top. No takedown awarded yet. Roan still scooting. Wow, he got the hips out. What a great defense by Roan, but keep in mind, he still needs to score a takedown to win this match. 30 seconds to go. He'll try to separate.
He is enjoying quite the college career. That's for sure.
So.
That's an understatement.
He won the 138-pound title in 2013. You see Roan trying to effort to get some back points here on top, and Park not really opening up and doing much. A free release with about a minute to wrestle. Needs a takedown to win the state title.
Well, Roan did a great job getting himself out of trouble, but he's going to have a tough time here with only 12 seconds left. Park is so good with that funk roll defensive move. Park can also burn it.
And they'll go out. Still no stalling called, so I would expect Park to put the backup lights on and hit reverse off the whistle. Yep, running away. And there's a stalling call at the buzzer, but that means nothing. Gavin Park is the winner at 120 pounds, a 4-3 winner.
And he does it better than anybody in the tournament. Gets himself in a lot of trouble, but figures a way to make it into his advantage.
That's a good way to put it. In the semifinal over Carnell Andrews, he was a 5-3 winner, and Andrews got in on a his leg a whole bunch of times. And Courtney had to hang on, leading by 2 in the final minutes and seconds of that semifinal. And here he is right on the edge of the mat trying to scoot around for a takedown.
On. So Courtney can't get his funk stuff to his complete advantage. You can see Griffiths here, he's got his left hand, his left arm around Courtney's leg. Now
he's got a cradle.
He's picked it up in near cradle.
Out of that counter, he's got back points coming.
Good here. Well, this is what Courtney does best, and he's got
there's
the ball.
Comes at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Griffiths looked like he had Courtney up against the ropes, but lo and behold, it's the second state title for Brian Courtney of Athens.
Green.
Well, Murin now getting out, getting to his feet. Still front head and arm here for Matthews, so he is still in control.
Green. Murin trapped Matthews' arm, turned and faced him. All he's got to do is break the hands apart, and he'll get an escape. Don't think that Matthews isn't staring at that out-of-bounds line.
Wow. Great snap down by Matthews, and he's in control now. Throws the Murin, the first 4-time medalist in his school history, is in on a single. Matthews fighting for his life on his rear end here.
Well, that's the best shot of this match so far.
They still scramble toward the boundary. Murin has his head high.
And they're going to go out.
Yep, neutral. 30 seconds to go. First points win. Murin again driving toward Matthews.
And Murin is definitely stalking Matthews. Matthews on the edge of the mat, but he has not been warned for stalling yet.
Oh, off of the counter.
He's got a good counter. He's only got a couple seconds, and
he stepped out. Yep.
Out of bounds.
Yeah, he absolutely stepped out. Now the coach is going to ask about this. But from our vantage point, good call by Scott Anderson. One of the feet of Murin was out. He was in the cradle. And Matthews, when he stepped up with that cradle, stepped out of bounds. Here's a look right on the boundary off of that shot attempt.
Head and the arm and just hang on for dear life.
Goes into a crab ride to start. Murin has a leg hook.
He's got it hooked well. He's going to turn in. Murin trying to get in better position. He's got Matthews in a lot of trouble.
Nothing yet. Matthews hanging on. 15 seconds to wrestle. Murin trying to turn in. Matthews goes to the ankle pass. Now he's scrambling away. He's out. He wins. Max Murin, state champion again for Central Cambria. No control yet. Hillegas intertwined with Newell. Newell tries to roll underneath. Hillegas might have caught him here. Still no control. Hillegas trying to free his left leg. Now he comes up over the top. There's 2 points and control. He actually has a cradle locked up, including his own left leg.
Well, they're right on the edge of the mat, and his leg is so in the way that I don't think he couldn't bring him back in the inbounds of the mat, so they're going to be ruled out of bounds and start over.
Fingers. Oh, good snap down by Newell. He changes right over into a single, covers for 2. He's got the takedown.
Now he's got to start moving up or he's going to get called for stalling.
That's correct. And Newell will take him out of bounds.
Good chance of winning a title at that weight, but he wanted to wrestle Lee. He felt so bad about his performance at last year's championships, being technical fouled, he wanted a rematch.
Ankle pick by Lee. Can he finish? DeSanto trying to get away. He does. And they're out of bounds. It remains scoreless. DeSanto has his head trapped underneath, tries to spin out. He steps over. Can he limp arm out for a takedown? Lee hanging on.
He can get his arm out. He can have control. Lee coming up strong.
Now Lee trying to hip over. Laces a leg.
Gets the inside leg trip.
There's two.
He's got two.
Wow, what a scramble, and somehow Lee comes away with it. And the takedown with 42 seconds to go, and they'll go out of bounds. So now,
lean back, and when he does that, he sinks the half Nelson in as far as he can get it, and he gets such great leverage with it that he turns almost everybody.
a caution on DeSanto for a false start. I don't think it's overstating it to say anybody else in the country was probably going to be taken down by Austin DeSanto right there. And somehow Lee came out of it and got a takedown of his own. And that's going to be a caution on Lee. He didn't line up properly. He kind of came in with the arm chop. You got to come to a stop.
Came in a little hard.
So one to each. Now two. That's DeSanto.
Now don't lose sight that DeSanto has over 50 wins this season. He had over 50 wins last season too. You can imagine the pressure that both these wrestlers are feeling.
Lee might have gotten away with one there. And there you see he traps that arm of DeSanto, and he's going to try to go. Nothing. DeSanto just persisting here, not to be denied. Lee backs out, and DeSanto's going to hustle to the middle. Lee's going to saunter back to the center circle, and you figure if DeSanto keeps it up, maybe a stalling warning comes against Spencer Lee. Another shot attempt by DeSanto. He's in pretty deep here on the leg. Good whizzer, a strong whizzer, and it's stopped for potentially dangerous.
And the crowd didn't like that one at all. Gable in the national finals his senior year, giving Gable his only loss.
Lee with the shot, DeSanto counters. Lee hanging on with that whizzer. 35 seconds to go. DeSanto comes up to his head. Can't lock up the cradle. Comes around back, gets the takedown. And out of bounds they go with 28 seconds to go. The referees will confirm. The referees will confirm. It looked to me like DeSanto was out, but Lee was in, which should be a takedown.
One wrestler, as I understand the rules, one wrestler can be completely out, one wrestler can be completely in, and that counts. That is, the wrestling should continue. That's the way I saw it.
That's the way I saw it too. And I think that's what the official has explained. Here's a look as they scramble toward the boundary. You'll see DeSanto come around. Lee is in, and a quick two was given. Now DeSanto is going to cut Lee. He senses some blood in the water. Needs a takedown to win a state title. Lee shoots in, 20 seconds to go. Front head and arm by DeSanto, trying to drive in. Now 11 seconds to go. Another shot, DeSanto underneath Lee. 5 seconds left. DeSanto trying to get around back. He will run out of time. Oh, they give it two.
Right at the end. Now they're going to talk about the time. I don't think there was time on the clock.
I don't think so either, Jim, but 2 was given. They will confirm with the scorers table. We have either a 4-time state champion or the upset of the century.
Everybody, and I mean everybody, is on their feet at the Giant Center. Here we go.
Here's a look. The clock is in the background. I don't know if we can see it. Yep, there's 2. DeSanto wins! Austin DeSanto is a state champion and denies Spencer Lee a 4th state title. His first loss comes in his final match, and the vision quest is complete for Austin DeSanto. This is the first of 2 finalists for Nazareth. Good high crotch attempt here by Moran, but it's just so difficult to finish on Sammy Sasso.
Moran gets in deep, but Sasso's so good at getting himself out of this. He's going to come out in good position here.
It's nothing that you teach, whatever it is that Sasso's doing right now. Moran trying to hold on for a stalemate, but Sasso comes out the back, and he's got himself an 8-point lead now. To go in a 1-1 match. This is the 220-pound final.
We talked during the AA championships, the 220-pound high school. There's a double stall call.
It draws a nice round of applause from the crowd.
I think that's the first one I've seen this tournament.
Well, they earned it. And that's important because you get into
1-to-1, everything counts.
Yep. When you get into sudden victory, even to those 30-second tiebreakers, you don't get that quote-unquote free stalling call anymore. He goes bottom.
Guys, 30 seconds. Continue wrestling. Set on the bottom. Go ahead, top.
So Edenfield will have 30 seconds to ride out Kennerly in this overtime period.
They'll wrestle the entire period. Remember, there was a stalling warning on both of these.
He's got to move up, and he's not, and that's another stall call and an escape by Kennerly.
Herman trying to sit back in. Nothing yet.
Herman's going to sit back in and turn if he gets in a little bit better position.
Now Pearson trying to pass the ankle there. Has his arm kind of in a weird position. 3 seconds to go, and it looks like we're headed to overtime. Right at the end there, Herman came around, but not before the buzzer had sounded. So here we go, sudden victory. First.
That was one of the reasons why there was no big first move by Pearson, but it looks like he doesn't need it. He's got not only a reversal, but he's a good position for back points.
Yeah, he's got the half in. I think just a 1 count, though. 2 1 counts, a couple seconds apart. Regardless, though, a reversal is huge in this tiebreaker period instead of just an escape. So it is a 2-point lead for Sean Pearson. It'll be Herman's choice. He can go bottom or top. He chose neutral. Didn't believe that was a choice you could make, but he chose neutral.
You just move on, you advance in the bracket. That's all that matters in the individual tournament. But here in the dual meet setting, bonus points count.
Wilson's got that same move in with the leg. There's another stall, and that's 2 points. Now this is going to be interesting because the period is going to end. However, there is also a position choice that goes with having that 2-point stall call. So it was Wilson's choice anyway. He chose top, and on the next restart, he will also get position choice. They put that rule in a couple of years ago. I myself, a PIAA official, have never gotten to that point where it happens between periods. So let's see what happens here. They'll go out of bounds. Now, again, the referee will point and ask for position choice. Oh, he didn't. Interesting. I think Wilson would have chose top anyway.
Wilson again is going to put the crossbody